Remains of Deputy Kaptein Stephanus Goliath of the Khaua people returned to Beersheba this morning for a memorial service. The service will start at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and NBC will broadcast all services live on all its platforms. We now cross over to Beersheba, where reporter Gordon Joseph is on standby with the latest update from there.
We are still in Beersheba in the Khaura region, celebrating the life and times of Chief Holyard, who will be laid to rest here tomorrow. I'm now joined by Deodat Dirkse, who's the son-in-law of Chief Holyard. Deodat, tell us a bit about, we've heard from speaker after speaker what a great, not only a great leader he was, but how many children he raised in this community and sent to school and supported. But give us a bit of a glimpse into who he was as a family man.
Yes, Stephanus Holyard was a teacher first, and then we know him also as a political leader, but we also know him as a Nama leader. Now, I'm married to his daughter, one of his daughters, and I can say on the side of the family, he is a very caring person. He is soft and very humble, but at the end of the day, a very principled person. Now, we have seen him over the years as a teacher, the quality that he delivered. It was complete, and we have always relied on it over the years. Then, as a political leader, he was fearless. But coming back to where he was last before he left us, he was a Nama Traditional Leaders Association's member. He was the leader of the Khaua Traditional Authority, and at the end of the day, his influence on what was happening both on the political and then the traditional leadership landscape is of high value and high quality, because he spoke at the Second Land Conference and it was very clear what his passion is. And from that on, we know what was his position and how it went. But also, he was also passionate about the genocide talks. And there, it was very clear that exclusion of the Nama leaders in the ongoing negotiations was bothering him, and he was not satisfied with that part. And he reiterated that last year, November, in his discussions with the Prime Minister. So we must understand he was soft, very humble. His approach was always personal, but at the end of the day, a very strong character, a very principled person. And you must understand what he always strive for was quality. The end product must be of high quality. That's who he was. And he never expected anybody to trash him or to try and step over his rights, because he was also a very respectful person who always respected the rights of the others. And for that reason, we loved him so much.
Now, Mr. Deodat is also the Secretary General of the Association of Nama Leaders. We know that Chief Holyard ended a 40-year conflict in his tribe by willing to step down and become deputy chief. What are some of the lessons that other traditional authorities can take from his character and this gesture in a time when so many traditional authorities are fractured by conflict?
We must understand the divisions that you find in the traditional authorities, especially in the southern part of the country, is not that genuine. It's more of what the Traditional Authority Act does and what the involvement of our ministers are, our politicians and the administrations. So therefore, if we have a law where we can cut out the political leadership, the ministers, to approve and disapprove the application, if we can change that part of the law, then it'll be great. Where we have got a position where traditional leaders and their people, communities, can make decisions on who must be the leader, and the involvement of the executive or the ministers are limited. That would be great. That's the first thing we must understand. But what he did for the Khaua tribe is unforgettable. It's excellent. When you see the greater need for unification, when you have greater objectives which are bigger than yourself, then you allow that to run. You don't hold back and kill the future of others or kill the hopes of others. You must embrace it and see the opportunities and take the opportunity or grab the opportunity with both hands and deliver it. If he was a selfish person, that unification would never have happened. If he was power hungry, that would have never happened. And this is the part. Remember when Chief Holyard was approached for leadership, it was his wife that was asked, can he become our leader? That happened in chess. And it's not like today's leaders that are fighting for leadership. He was approached to become the leader, and then he accepted. But he obviously followed the traditional way of doing, where everyone should be happy with his leadership.
That was the son-in-law of Deputy Chief Holyard, describing him as a humble man that dedicated his life to serving his community and this nation, an educator, a veteran of the liberation struggle, and the first governor of the Kharas region. We are awaiting the official memorial service, which will still happen today, with the funeral tomorrow. Back to you in studio.